I'm delighted to introduce Rupal Patel, elementary school class of 1994 and high school class of 1998. Rupal, there's your page. 98 yearbook. This might be you someday. Here you are, Rupal. Rupal's high-octane career has taken her from the military briefing rooms in jungles and war zones to corporate boardrooms and international stages. During her thrilling career as an analyst and field agent at the CIA, she advised four-star generals, earned war zone service medals, and was recognized by the CIA director for superior support to the President of the United States. After leaving the CIA, she earned her MBA and started her first award-winning business over a decade ago. Called a power woman by Harper's Bazaar and a super strategist by her clients, Rupal is an international speaker, executive advisor who has spoken in front of thousands and delivered leadership talent development programs for companies around the globe and the White House. Her trailblazing work has been incorporated into the MBA programs and elite business schools in the US and the UK, where she serves as visiting faculty and has been featured on USA Today, Business Insider, CNBC, and other media outlets. In 2023, she was named one of the most influential women of the year. Her commitment to developing the next generation of leaders and changemakers extends into her pro bono work for Virgin startup and tech stars. Her roles as entrepreneur in residence at London Business School and alumni in residence at the University of Chicago, and as a delegate to the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. She is the author of an international bestseller, From CIA to CEO, Unconventional Life, Lessons for Thinking Bigger, Leading Better, and Being Bolder, which has been translated into multiple language and has been hailed as an essential manual and one of the best business books. And her TED Talk explores the power of owning your weird. I love that. Let's say it again. The TED Talk, and you can find it on Google, TED Talk. Owning Your Weird to Unleash Personal Excellence. A graduate of Notre Dame Academy Elementary School class of 94 and high school class of 98, I am thrilled to introduce my former student, our guest speaker, Rupal Patel.
Hello, everyone. The last time I addressed a commencement ceremony here at Notre Dame was 26 years ago at my graduation ceremony. And since then, I have stood on many stages, given hundreds of speeches, and lived and worked in over a dozen countries and traveled to dozens more. I've served in active war zones, learned many difficult lessons, briefed presidents and prime ministers, and become a parent, built businesses, written books, and performed at the Olympics, not as an athlete. And I've said yes to many, many adventures. And yet, if you had told me 26 years ago that my life would take the shapes and the contours and the size that it has, I would have thought you were talking about somebody else. Because the young woman who was sitting here, actually over there, 26 years ago, had no idea what she was made of, and was nervous as all heck about the vast unknown ahead of her. I have quite literally been where all of you are, and you. So I want to give you a glimpse of your future so that you can meet everything that comes after today, after this exciting, slightly terrifying, electrifying day, with confidence and clarity. Here, and I will try to hold it together, here is what I want all of you amazing young women to know. There is greatness in each and every one of you. You might not see it yet, and you might not believe it yet. And that is okay. But if you keep working, and keep exploring, and keep stretching yourselves, and growing, and doing it in ways that scare you sometimes, you will start to bring that greatness into the world in whatever big and small ways that you can, in your unique way. Because you will set your own definitions of greatness, and keep going and trying and going and trying when everybody else has given up. And you will learn how important it is to keep your own scorecard and let everybody else keep their own. Sometimes, maybe too many times than you would like, you will feel like a failure. And you will uncover ambitions and goals and dreams and aspirations that you have yet to figure out how to achieve. And it will be frustrating because you will want it to all come easily and all to go a lot more quickly than it does, but you will have to wait because success takes time, and it takes its own time. You won't always get what you deserve, I'm sorry to say, but you won't despair over that fact too much, I think, because you'll also come to realize that sometimes you will get less than you deserve, but sometimes you'll get more. And the toughest part of dealing with that reality will be to accept the less with a bit of dignity and the more with humility and grace. You'll carry baggage, sometimes too much, oftentimes other people's, about who you are and what is possible for you or what isn't possible for someone like you. And you'll learn that sometimes it's not your enemies who give you the heaviest baggage, but the ones closest to you. And as you get older, you'll find that the baggage builds and gets heavier, and then you'll throw some of your own on top, and before you know it, you'll be hunched down with your nose an inch from the ground, when deep within you, you know you are meant to be flying. So you'll take the baggage down and unpack it however you can, and throw away all the hand-me-downs that do not serve you, and then finally and regularly give it back to whoever gave it to you to begin with. Because you'll realize that those burdens were never yours to carry. And you will learn how to tune into your own deep and untapped potential. And you'll realize that the people who know you or love you will sometimes, not always, but sometimes, be the ones who will make it hardest for you to tap into that potential. And that some people in your life will try to keep you playing a certain role so that it doesn't challenge their own sense of safety and their own sense of comfort. You'll find that sometimes the people who know and love you will want you to do things a certain way or to be a certain way because they are trying to protect you or shield you from the pain and disappointment of life. But you'll also learn that no one can keep disappointment or pain at bay for you. No one can read what's in your hearts. And sometimes, maybe a lot of times, the advice others will give you will have nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. So you'll learn to write your own rules from time to time and not let others define you. And never let anyone tell you that your life's ambitions are a diabolical lie. But other people will also pleasantly surprise you. And you will find new tribes and new communities for yourself full of people who look nothing at all like what you expected. And you will realize that there is far, far more that unites us as human beings, as long as you are willing to look for those points of unity. And you'll find that some of the most unlikely people will understand you in ways that your closest friends will not. And you'll find that the people who make up your circle of friends will change. They will have to, because you will change. And you will find that you are often the average of the 5 people that you are spending the most time with, so you will have to choose carefully. Curate very, very carefully, because your 5 will either propel you forward or yank you backwards, and you do not have time to waste. And it will be scary when that happens, and there will be many times when you'll feel alone, unmoored, uncertain, and a bit like an outsider, an outlier, or a weirdo. But you'll also come to find that everyone shares your fears and insecurities and also feels like a bit like a weirdo, is a bit of a weirdo in some way. So you will lean into your weirdness and embrace it and gain strength from it. And with that strength in yourself, about yourself, you will all find your voice and learn how to use your voice to be the change that you want to see in our world. Because you know there is still so much work to be done. And you know that values and progress and rights need constant defending. And if you don't defend them, then who will? You will learn to shine brightly and powerfully because no one is served by you playing small. And denying your light is a false humility. So you will put yourself forward, put yourself out there, put yourself in the race. And you won't always get what you want, but at least you will have tried. And you'll find that trying always beats sitting around and doing nothing. Because you, dear ladies, at your core, are doers. And as doers, you will accomplish many, many big things that you have wanted to accomplish and worked for a long time. And when you accomplish those big things, you'll be surprised, actually, at how different it feels to what you expected. You'll find that most things actually won't change. The heavens won't suddenly open up and rain down endless good fortune on you. Everything you touch won't turn to gold. Your problems won't all suddenly go away. And everyone who ever rejected you won't come begging for forgiveness on their knees. And regardless of the promotion you get, whether you win the Grammy, invent that new technology, be the first person to land on Mars, quite a lot will stay exactly the same. And yet, despite all the things that won't happen and won't change, you'll know that all of those accomplishments were worth it anyway. Of course they were. Because all of the things that will happen along the way to achieving them, all of the mess and the challenges overcome, and all of the navigation of the deepest and darkest parts of you. And with every accomplishment, you will learn not to choose your goals based on what you think the outcome will be or how you think it will change your life. Instead, you will learn to choose your goals for what they will make of you to achieve them. Or to put it another way, you will learn that the goal was never really the goal. Who you became along the way was. And you'll find that who you are becoming along the way is your own role model. And that you are the hero you were looking for all along. And you'll find that as a woman with your brains and capabilities and privilege, it will be your duty to know more, to look beyond, to cultivate the life of your mind, and to be cultured in ways that can't or shouldn't be captured for your Instagram profiles. And finally, you'll learn that the years get faster as they accumulate, and that being a high achiever with ambitions and dreams of any size can sometimes distract you from having fun. So you'll choose to say yes to adventure whenever you can. Because you'll learn that adventure isn't just about bungee jumping or skydiving or frivolous hedonism of any kind. It's actually something much deeper. It's about finding the thrilling aspects of the things you do every day and letting yourselves be thrilled by them. And it's about living the type of life that will take you on all of the physical, emotional, mental, and intellectual highs and lows that you can cram into your always too brief time on this amazing, beautiful, crazy planet. So there, my dear graduates, is a small glimpse into your future. My wishes for all of you for your future. A future in which you learn to write and live by your own rules, to be your own role model, to find and unleash your voice, and to be the change you want to see, and to say yes to adventure however you define it. And when you look back at the highlights reel of your life, 26 years from now, or 56 years from now, I hope you look back with pride and with awe and a little bit of surprise. and think, smiling to yourselves, I did that. But in the end, you won't really be that surprised at all, because you knew you had it in you all along. And this, dear girls, is only the beginning. Thank you.